Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Jason Robert Brown's musical The Last 5 Years hits the big screen on Valentine's Day. Under the direction of Richard LaGravenese, it stars Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick. And I caught up with Jeremy just days before the big release.
Jamie is over and Jamie is gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on. Jamie has new dreams he's building upon, and I'm still hurting.
Did I just hear an alarm start ringing? Did I see sirens go flying past? I've got a singular impression things are moving too fast. Pretty good, right?
I've never been more attracted to you.
So let's talk about working with him as a director. What made it so special?
It's just the passion that he brings to the project and the collaborative environment that he allows on set. Everybody's opinion is welcome, and we just everybody wanted to create the best possible version of this that we could, and we were just all so happy and so excited to be there, and he's just so fun and excitable, and when he loves something, he loves it 1,000%. And what's funny is he doesn't have a very good sense of pitch, and so we could have a horrible take and he would love it anyways, and so we always felt good. But like if there was like a really good take of a scene or something that just worked perfectly, the scene would end and then you'd hear in the distance, because he'd be in the other room, he'd go, "Cut! Cut! Oh God, yes!" So you had like a little something going, a little reaction inside of him, like this strange voice came out. It was, oh God, it was great.
You were tenacious about going after this role, and that's so unlike you.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think if I really want something, I will not stop until I at least give everything I could.
Okay.
I was very tenacious about going over this role. As soon as I heard about it being available, and they, I guess, didn't find an A-lister to go alongside our A-list Anna Kendrick.
They got an A+.
They got, oh, hey!
Okay.
Okay, how much money did that one cost?
Cost you nothing.
Where's my 20?
Totally. 20.
20. He's like, okay, now listen.
Yeah, well, this is a role you really wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's an iconic modern theater piece. It's a blast to sing.
Yeah.
And it's really challenging, and it's something that I felt was going to kind of take my on-screen career to a new level and challenge me in different ways. And I wanted to work with Anna, and I loved the musical ever since I'd heard it back in college, and when it first came out, the CD soundtrack, and and generally, you feel good about things, and then you start doing them, and you feel great about them. This one, I was just like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of projects that are new things, and of course you don't know them very well. And honestly, I've never really been up for many revivals and things that I already knew. So this was the first thing that ever really came along that I was like, I know that, and I'm gonna be very sad if I can't.
Yeah. And working with Anna, your chemistry is incredible on screen.
She's incredible to work with on screen. She's very giving and very very open with the cameras, and I learned a lot about film acting just by being with her and watching her and taking in what she had to offer. And off screen, she's funny and witty and really smart, and quiet too, which surprised me at first, but I kind of grew to love. And I don't know, I can't say enough great things about her. She can drink me under the table too.
Really? So that's okay. What I read about you guys is the parts you enjoyed the most were those quiet moments. Those are the most rewarding for you with playing this role, weren't they? Because that's hard to do, isn't it, when you're on screen?
Yeah.
The unwritten moments?
Well, I'm sure that Anna probably said that. Anna loves saying that her favorite parts are when she doesn't have to sing and she has to just sit there and listen to me sing.
You can't blame her.
which is great, and but for me those were the hardest moments, because I am someone that always wants to react, and one of the great things about these characters is their lack of reaction at times, which is indicative of the fact that they're not really listening. And I think which is one of the great things that works about the stage production is because you're alone on stage and there's not someone there, so it's as if you're talking to someone that's not there. And so what was really exciting for me was to recreate that feeling. Even though I'm sitting there with her, it's her talking to someone that's not really present, or me talking to someone that's not really present. If I Didn't Believe in You, that whole song where I'm talking to her and she just has her back turned to me, and the camera's on her face the whole time, and I'm just as if I'm not really there. And it's very indicative of relationships going south when someone is just talking and talking and it's just not affecting, or the things that affect that person are the one or two negative things that they might say, and then the person that is talking is going to get ramped up and more volatile, and it just sort of spirals out of control at that point. And so those were sort of challenging moments, but in a really kind of a new, interesting way of storytelling. Because generally, when you're having an argument, both people are making vocal contributions to the argument, but not in this.
That number blew me away.
Yeah.
The emotional arc both of you take in that number. The one you do singing and her just reacting. And that was one take, right? It's one solid take?
Yeah, it's one shot, which is, I think, which is what benefited that song more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because, these are theatrical pieces, and one of the great things about theater is telling a whole story all the way through, from beginning to end, hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, however long it is. You're telling a full story. You get to live every moment of it, all in order, sort of in a short period of time, and you don't get to do that in film, ever. And so, just getting to do a 7-minute little piece all the way through without stopping, without having any sort of jump cuts or having to re-ramp yourself up. We would just do it, cut, reset, and do it again. We did it 14 times.
You sang 18 hours straight some of these days, right?
Yeah. Which was hard, but luckily, they scheduled it in a way that, we'd have some breaks, or, she'd have a singing day, or we were going to do some, little cutty off-site things the next day, and so it wasn't too horrible, and we never lost our voices. It was, it was only 3 weeks, so we had got enough stamina to last that long.
It was an intense 3 weeks.
Oh, it was very intense, but incredibly rewarding and really fun, and just the best.
And singing live, most of it you sang live.
Yeah, almost all of it we sang live,
It
except
must
for a
be
couple
easy, yeah.
scenes. Except for a couple things where
The car scenes.
where the environment didn't allow for the sound to be live, but everything else is live. It has to be.
Yeah.
When the entire story is told through song, and all the storytelling elements are sung, you can't just default to a take that you did in a studio with headphones and a microphone in front of you, and whatever random thing that you manufactured in there. That's never going to be anywhere close to what you can create live and in the moment.
Yeah. If you could sum up the best part of the experience with working on this film, what was it for you?
The best part of the experience working on this film, I think, was getting to be collaborative and have a hand in creating this version of the last 5 years. I often tell people that this is the first thing on film that I've ever really been proud of. I've done a lot of things that I enjoy and I like, and I've recommended to people, but I don't think you can really be proud of something unless you've had a hand in its creation. And I really felt that Richard allowed Anna and I to be co-collaborators in this, and all our ideas mattered, and so many, and I'm a very idea kind of person when I'm creating something new, and I felt like I was always heard, and a lot of elements of things that I created are in the film, and it's a really, really special feeling to kind of feel like I helped create it.
Yeah.
I could wander Paris after dark, take a carriage ride through Central Park, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio, where I'm sharing a room with a former stripper and her snake.
I love you.
Wayne.
Oh my God.
Look at me, look at him. Son of a bitch, I guess I'm doing something right. I finally got something right.
Kathy, I have to go.
Do not have to go.
Kathy. Kathy, stop!